to infinity and beyond. The wait for Disney's Lightyear is coming to an end. So what do the great artists at Disney do for us? They give us the what's what on one of the greatest Pixar characters of all time. While keeping the best aspects of Buzz, we're getting an inside look into his makeover and gadgets old and new. Alright, strap in for hyperspeed. Number 1. We've been promised a Pixar movie unlike any other. Just ask Chris Evans, our brand new Buzz Lightyear.
I'm a massive Pixar fan. I was a kid in a candy store.
The artistic team certainly wanted to make this the most ambitious project to honor one of the most legendary animated characters. The amount of detail animators added for this origin story only strengthened its foundation for emotional storytelling. They also had a lot of time to make this one, as Director Angus MacLane has had this one brewing for over 20 years. That's right. Ever since Toy Story 2, Angus was obsessed with the idea of a Buzz Lightyear origin story. Number 2. Reboots of old classics are no stranger to casting different actors for the titular roles. But with Lightyear, this one's an origin story. So why not bring back Tim Allen for the voice of Buzz? Well, because they're entirely different characters. So bringing in Chris Evans was not only a great idea, but his voice also really emulates Allen's interpretation.
Sensors have detected potential life forms on an uncharted planet.
It wouldn't have made much sense to make Tim the voice for the human form, just because he made the toy version so iconic.
You kind of just do a shameless Tim Allen impression.
Evans was the first and only choice to lend his voice to this Buzz, but stepping into those shoes was exciting, yet nerve-wracking for the Marvel superstar. Number 3. Speaking of Chris Evans, did you know this is his first major animated film? Yeah, we were a little surprised too. Just by the looks of the trailers, it seems like he's just a natural. He does have some experience voice acting, but most of his time was spent as a hero on set. This concept was a little difficult for Evans to get through, separating physical acting and vocal, but he had a great support team throughout the process. He specifically owes it all to MacLane, saying, "So you're really kind of leaning on the director, and Angus is so wonderful. You trust that they know what they're doing, and if they say jump, you just say how high, and you just try as many options as possible." Number 4. A new Buzz comes with new characters. Aduba joins in on the adventure, playing Lightyear's first best friend and confidant, Alicia Hawthorne. From what we can gather from the trailers, we think she may not be in on this one a whole lot as the plot thickens. But Hawthorne's granddaughter, Izzy Hawthorne, played by Keke Palmer, takes the role and flies along the adventure. She was so thrilled to join the team, specifically a Pixar team.
I was so excited to jump in that world as a fan and as an actor.
Number 5. With a great inside scoop on the plot, we've been told that Buzz becomes quite the time traveler. The story begins its second act with him traveling to another planet. Little does he know that his time is moving normally, while his friends back home are aging rapidly by the time he comes back. No, the creative team is not ripping off Interstellar. They actually went through some heavy research to get Einstein's theory of relativity right. Luckily, they got an interview casually scheduled with an astronaut at the International Space Station. No big deal, right? Good thing they did, because it seemed like a lot of the team had differing opinions on the matter.
Right, so the faster? Oh boy.
Number 6. The pandemic hit hard for all of us, including the entertainment industry. But this didn't stop the Lightyear team at Pixar. They found a way to get things done and stay on track. They brought their work home with them and were able to come back when it was safe to do so. Number 7. Like Marvel has its many outtakes, so do cartoons. In fact, Lightyear went through a lot of drafts for multiple scenes. They animated dozens of unseen sequences that unfortunately will not make it in the final cut. Some were pretty necessary to take out, and some were just too hard to let go from the story creators.
We've written sequences that don't exist anymore that are just so fun.
Number 8. Sometimes you just get a little too nervous and start tap dancing. That's exactly the case for Chris Evans. He excused it as more of a way to stay occupied in the booth, saying, "Some people whistle or chew gum, and I just kind of find myself casually soft-shoeing. It's more of just a casual thing that sometimes my feet do without even thinking." Number 9. Original Toy Story artists had one thing in mind when designing Buzz Lightyear: more plastic, more toy. But with the launch of the human version, artists become very picky about the details. But why?
It's about the birth of a hero, not a hero that became a bigger hero.
There's so much more to his appearance than meets the eye, so we'll be nitpicking his features for you as well. Number 10. There are a million different things to worry about for this character design, but for these animators, it had to be the chin. They couldn't just recycle the old one, as it's too big for human form. It took a ton of design mock-ups to find the best fit. We guess we can say the original chin was just too beyond big for anyone to consider human. Number 11. We thought there was something strange about the new Buzz. Where's the Snood? You know, that purple cap extension that he wears in Toy Story, right? Well, for the design of this one, they opted for hair instead. We have no problem with that, but it's just such a staple to the iconic look. Goodbye, great Snood. We'll miss ya. Number 12. Who knew a hand could tell 1,000 stories? The overall hand animations really mattered during each scene for the animators. Well, really the director. Director Angus really harps on the idea that even the way a character presses a button tells a lot about their overall personality. They took great care in how Buzz holds his weapons and operates machines, pressing them lightly or aggressively to propel his emotional journey. We never thought we'd ever have an entry like this. We just really have to hand it to them for the attention to detail. Number 13. As every big-budget kids movie sells tickets, they also make a lot in merchandise. And while the Toy Story franchise was never a stranger to great memorabilia, Lightyear intends to up the ante a little. With some of the original gadgets, like the signature wrist tech and laser beam, we get interesting new ones as well. But the gadget design isn't what's most impressive. It's all in the belt. Animators spent a long time making Buzz's belt as realistic as possible, down to the ribbing in the belt buckle. All we have to say is, just shut up and take our money. Number 14. What a crafty guy MacLane is. His fascination with creativity knows no bounds. Whenever he has an idea for something in animation, he just makes it out of Legos. And with the advanced 3D modeling software, he's able to send it to an artist and get it rendered to a digital model. One would think working at Pixar is a dream come true, but getting to play with Legos at an adult job? Awesome. Number 15. A spin-off movie is nothing without a few throwbacks to the original. And along with the many included in Lightyear, we got one so subtle, not a lot of fans would really catch it. That orange suit we see Buzz wearing on his adventure is actually an ode to one of his very first concept designs, Lunar Larry. We're kind of glad Lunar Larry didn't make it past the page. Lunar Larry to the rescue doesn't really give us a whole lot of comfort, but this one's really an awesome little Easter egg to honor the great minds of Toy Story. We can feel safe in our minds that Tim Allen's character is not being ripped off or copied in the new film, and since director Angus MacLane has been there since the very beginning, we think we can trust that Buzz is in good hands. So who's coming with us to buy all the new Lightyear gear? We won't tell, we promise.